Hello and welcome to 90East. In this video we'll be looking at speed, which is probably something you're quite familiar with intuitively just from everyday life. You'll know that the car will travel usually a lot faster than a bike will. But you'll know also that most journeys will be varying in their speed because we have things like traffic lights, or maybe we stop to pick someone up. Sometimes it's useful to know the average speed with which a car or a person has travelled during a journey. And to calculate that, we just need to know a couple of different things. We need to know the distance that was travelled during the journey, and we need to know the time that it took to travel that distance. If we've got that information, we can plug it into this formula right here. You'll see that we've got a couple of units in here already where the distance travelled is in meters and the time that's taken is in seconds. And that's because in science we tend to report average speed in meters per second, but you'll know in everyday life we tend to report it as kilometers per hour or miles per hour. And any of those are correct so long as an exam question or an assignment question hasn't specifically asked for one. Let's look at a couple of calculations in meters per second. We've got a person here who's run 8 kilometers in 53 minutes. We want to calculate their average speed in meters per second. So we've got our formula here. If you'd like to pause and calculate this by yourself, please do so, and then you can join us to see if you've got the same answer. Okay, let's get started. So we want the distance travelled in meters. This means that we need to multiply 8 kilometers by 1,000 meters per kilometer. And we want the time taken in seconds. So we need to multiply 53 by 60 seconds per minute. It's really useful to keep all the units in the calculation because it's like a second check to make sure that you got the numbers correct. Because we've got kilometers both in the numerator and in the denominator at the top here, we can cross those off, and because we've got minutes in the same numerator and denominator, we can cross that off as well. This leaves us with meters in the numerator and seconds in the denominator. So we multiply 8 by 1,000 meters to get the distance travelled, which is 8,000 meters, and we multiply 53 by 60 seconds to get the time that it took to travel those 8,000 meters. Grab your calculator and divide 8,000 by 3,180 seconds, and you'll get the average speed of this run, and that's 2.5 meters per second. Let's compare this to a car now, which we think intuitively would be faster, but we need to calculate it just to make sure. So we've got a car that's travelled a distance of 30 kilometers in 25 minutes. It does, just from intuition, sound faster than 8 kilometers in 53 minutes, but let's work out how much faster. So the average speed is going to be the distance travelled in meters, so 30 kilometers times by 1,000 meters per kilometer, divided by the time that it took, so 25 minutes, and we want this in seconds, so we multiply it by 60 seconds a minute. Again, we just need to cross out the common units here in both the numerator and denominator. Let's look at that. That's kilometers here and minutes in the denominator. Okay, so let's work out the average speed is 30 times by 1,000, which is 30,000 meters, divided by 25 by 60 seconds, 1,500 seconds. So let's do that in our calculator, and we should get 20 meters per second. So we were correct, it was faster than the runner, and it's a little bit under 10 times faster, probably about 8 times faster. How do I know that? Well, I just divide 20 by 2.5 and you get 8. So just to review, the speed of an object is how fast it's travelling at any one point in time. Because objects will change their speed over time, we tend to calculate the average speed of a journey. And that's calculated using this equation here, distance travelled divided by time taken. Hopefully you found this video useful. Please make sure you don't forget to check out the worksheet in the link below. The worksheet's got at least 4 different exercises you can work through with answers in all different units, meters per second, kilometers per hour, and miles per hour. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to send us either a message directly through YouTube or an email to 90easttv@gmail.com. Thanks everyone.